guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lillian. Welcome. In today's video, I'm going to bake a vegan lemon cake. Now, I'm eating vegan up until Easter for Tsom, which means basically that I'm fasting up until Easter. In other cultures, they also call it Lent. And for this Tsom, I'm gonna make a vegan lemon cake. Last year during fasting, I made vegan cinnamon rolls from the Tasty recipe, and they were so good. My family loved them. I made them like 3-4 times during a 2-month period, so they were definitely really good. And now I'm gonna make a lemon cake. I found this recipe on some random YouTube video, and I thought might as well try it. It looks very easy, and lemon cake is just so good. And I really like the lemon loaf from Starbucks, so I hope that this is gonna taste a bit similar to that, but then the vegan version, of course. While I'm filming this video, I'm 5 subscribers away from 10k subscribers, so hopefully by the time this video is up, I will be at 10k subscribers. So thank you in advance, but of course I will make a proper thank you video when we hit the 10k. I'm not gonna talk too much right now. Let's just get straight into baking because I'm hungry. Also, if you hear a lot of wind noises, I'm so sorry. It is so windy outside. I already closed all the windows, but you can still hear the wind. So please excuse that. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. So I have my recipe right here. I wrote it down, taking notes from the YouTube video. So also, I don't know where my other ones are. What is this called? Like the measurement cups. So I only have the 1 cup. I lost the rest. I don't know where I put them. So I have my Nike water bottle, which has measurements on it as well. So I'm just gonna use that. So I'm gonna start off with the wet ingredients. So I got lemon juice from 2 lemons. I'm gonna use 125 milliliters of light olive oil. So this one is light olive oil, as opposed to this one, which is like the dark extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to use the light one, 125 milliliters. I'm going to use 175 milliliters of plant-based milk. You can use any plant-based milk. I like oat milk, specifically this brand, Oatly, is the best. I prefer oat milk because it has more of a neutral flavor as opposed to other plant-based milks like almond milk and soy milk. I don't really like it because it has quite a strong flavor. So I'm just gonna mix those wet ingredients together. I haven't made this recipe before, by the way, so I just hope this turns out okay. So for the dry ingredients, we're gonna need 200 grams of self-raising flour. So according to Google, 1 cup is 128 grams. So I'm going to use 1 full cup, and as you can see, this cup is a little less than full. Then I'm going to use 200 grams of sugar. It says here golden castor sugar in the recipe, but I'm just going to use normal sugar. I think this is similar to golden castor sugar. That was exactly 200 grams, I think. Then I'm gonna use 75 grams of ground almonds. Now, I couldn't really find ground almonds, or to be honest, I could. There's almond flour, which is basically the same, but it was very expensive and I only needed 75 grams. So I just bought a small cup of almonds. You have to make sure that they're unsalted and not roasted, just regular, like unprocessed almonds. So I just bought this little cup of almonds and I put them in the blender, and then it comes out like this. I'm gonna put that in there. This cup is 95 grams, so I took a little bit out of it and put it to the side. So this should be about 75 grams. As you can tell, I'm really eyeing this recipe. Next is 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And what is so useful about these ones is that this little thing, this packaging, equals 1 tablespoon. So I don't have to measure, I can just put it all in there. And then last but not least, I'm going to use the lemon zest of 2 lemons. So what I did is I grated the lemon zest first, and then I juiced the lemons for the lemon juice. So I'm going to put this all in there. Also, make sure to wash your hands before this, please, because even with or without COVID, we should wash our hands before cooking or baking or doing anything in the kitchen. Then I'm going to mix the dry ingredients. I have to say, the lemon zest smells amazing. And this recipe is very easy, by the way. First, I wanted to do a vegan carrot cake because I really love carrot cake, but I quickly realized that it's a bit more complicated, and this one is very easy because it doesn't really have any egg replacements and stuff like that, and most things you already have at home. All you need to get maybe is the ground almonds, but other than that, self-rising flour, baking powder, lemons you usually have at home, or at least it's easily accessible. So yeah, that's why I chose this recipe. So to summarize, I put self-raising flour, sugar, ground almonds, and baking powder and lemon zest, which is the dry mix. And then in the wet mix, I put milk, light olive oil, and lemon juice. Obviously plant-based milk. Okay, so I preheated the oven on 180 degrees. And now I'm going to add the wet ingredients. And we're just gonna mix it. Now in the video they already said it might get really lumpy at first, but you just have to keep on mixing until it becomes a very smooth batter. To be honest, it didn't even get that lumpy. I feel like mixing the dry ingredients first really helps with like avoiding lumps basically, or preventing lumps. It kind of reminds me of porridge. Wow, I was really thinking I would have to mix this for 10 minutes or something, but it's already smooth. You know what? I think the measurements are pretty good. I don't know if I should add a little more flour, but to be honest, I think it's fine. I'm just gonna add a tiny more flour, just a little bit. Like that's it. Just to see what it's gonna be like. So this is what we're working with right now. I think it looks good. Let me taste it. This is gonna be a very lemony cake. But you know what? My family really likes lemon, so it should be fine. I'm going to coat this baking tin with butter. I'm just gonna use plant-based butter again. And I'm gonna use my hands because it's just a little easier. And then I'm going to dust it a little bit with some flour, because I always see people doing this in cooking videos and it prevents your cake from sticking to the tin. Let's get it. I think this baking tin might be a little too big. So I see a couple of bubbles, and what you can do is just do this and the bubbles will go. So this is it. I'm going to put this in the oven 180 degrees, 35 minutes they said in the video, but of course every oven is quite different. Some ovens might heat up a little slower than others, so I'm just gonna keep checking on it, and I'll see if it's done by putting a wooden toothpicker in it, and if it comes out clean, it's done. If there's still some dough residue on the toothpicker, then it still needs to bake for a little longer. So yeah, I'm going to put this in now and wait for 35 minutes. So this is the cake after 35 minutes exactly. It's looking really good so far. I think this might be the best cake that I've made. I don't make a lot of cakes, so this is really good. Anyways, I'm going to wait a little longer, I think maybe 5 minutes, because I can see that it's not fully baked yet. And after 5 minutes, I will put a wooden toothpick in the cake and see if it's done. This is what the cake is looking like. It looks delicious. So I have this wooden toothpick. It's not a toothpick, it's like, I don't know, whatever. I'm using this to see if the cake is ready. As you can see, there's 2 tiny crumbs, so I'm gonna leave it in for 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna take it out. This cake smells amazing. Let's try it one more time. Done. As much as I want to take a bite of this, it's really hot, so I'm gonna let it cool down. I'm gonna make some tea or coffee, I'm not sure yet, and then we can try and do the taste test. But I'm really happy with how the way it's looking, and it smells so nice.
20 minutes later.
So I just flipped over the cake and this happened. As you can see, it's still hot. I thought it cooled down, but it's still hot. So I think that's why this happened. I'm gonna flip it over once it's cooled down and we're gonna taste it, because it does look yummy, but I just messed it up. All the butter and flour for nothing. So I just put these lemons here for decoration for the thumbnail, and I also put some lemon zest, or not really zest because they're a bit, how do you say it, they're bigger, but I put some lemon pieces, lemon skin pieces on top, also just for decoration, to be honest. So yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but I think it could have gone a little longer in the oven, maybe 5 more minutes, because it is quite moist. Or maybe I just used too much oil or too much milk or something like that. But let's cut it and see how it goes. Oh, the top is very crispy. It's just the bottom that is a little more soft. And there you go. This is what the cake is looking like. It could also be my oven, because the other day I made banana bread and on top it was like almost burned. Well, not burned, but it was very crispy and brown. And on the bottom it wasn't even fully cooked. So it could be my oven, but as I said, every oven is different, so kind of eyeball it basically. Anyways, this is definitely good though. I think maybe I could use a little more flour next time, or I could just put it in the oven and turn on the bottom half only. It's like just on the edge, like it's a very moist cake, I would say. If I would use a little more flour, then I maybe wouldn't have this problem. Anyways, let's taste it. By the way, this hoodie is from Hello, My Name is Eritrea. It says Eritrea on the front, as you can see. And it's from the new Varsity collection. So they also have one that says Keren or Asmera and much more. So if you want to check them out, use my discount code. I think it's Lillian10, but I'll put it up somewhere right here. Anyways, let's try this cake. This is so good. I think the only thing I would change about this is use a little less lemon juice, because it has the lemon juice of 2 lemons and also the lemon zest of 2 lemons. So it's a little bit overpowering, but I like lemon, so it's fine. But this is really good. I'm really happy with how this turned out. You can't even tell that this is vegan, by the way. It's very crispy, but the bottom is a bit soft. So that is, I think it's just my oven, to be honest, because I put it in for almost 45 minutes. I set my timer for 35 and then waited 5 minutes, checked, waited 5 more minutes, and then took it out. Maybe next time I can cover the top with foil so that it doesn't burn, which will give the bottom half more time to kind of cook through. But it's really good. And it's so soft, like it's literally breaking apart. The flavor is so good though. I think next time I will use a little less lemon juice or a little more flour, either one of those. But this is really good. This cake has like really simple ingredients, and that's what I love about it. I'm definitely 100% gonna remake this cake because it's so good. Especially during Tsom, or even just when you're vegan. Finding vegan cakes outside is a bit difficult. This recipe is very easy, very quick. So I really like it. I'm definitely gonna remake this. Especially when you're with your family drinking boon and you're tired of the kitcha. You can make this as a Tsom version of korsibun. Really good. So this was the video. I made a vegan lemon cake and it is so good. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. If you want to bake this cake, I will leave the original video in the description box so you guys can follow the real instructions. And show me the results, tag me in your stories, and we can all share this recipe with each other. Also, if you want more vegan / Tsom recipes, let me know in the comments down below what you want me to make next, because I do eat quite a lot of vegan recipes. Not necessarily because they're vegan, but just because that's the way I'm used to cooking. So if you want to see anything, any type of recipe, pasta, rice, whatever type of meal you want to see the vegan version from, let me know in the comments down below. I hope by the time that this video is up, I will reach 10K subscribers. If I do, I want to give you guys a big thank you in advance. But of course, once I'll hit the 10K, I will thank you guys properly. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below what you want to see on my channel next. Thank you so much for watching, for always supporting, for all your kind comments. I really appreciate it. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!